Greetings everyone, my name is Addervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. Welcome to the first Maker Release stream of 2025. Last week I decided to take a short break because I wanted to enjoy my New Year's relaxation, so I only had one stream last week on Sunday. But this week I'm picking up the slack and returning to Maker. Here's a quick rundown of the rules. Welcome to the stream Jedak, Raccoon, J Butters, Pixel Boy, Oscar, and everyone else watching the stream. Thank you for joining me. How's your new year been, everyone? I know this is technically the second stream of the year, but the last stream was more distracting for other reasons, so I'm asking here. So I'll be covering levels for about 2 to 2.5 hours, then showcase hard, and then that'll be the end of the stream. Alright, let's do this. Things are certainly happening. So first on today's lineup is Mega Man Invades Your Computer by Fombus Ideas, with 25 plays and a score of 5. Dangerous Snow? Yeah. Oh, I've been meaning to ask this question, Iwumi. Oh my gosh, Jordan's gonna hate seeing this. Speaking of which, Iwumi, I've been meaning to ask you this question. How's the progress on your webcomic going? Green. Or rather, web manga. Is this... what is this, background? It's not Bliss. I'm asking because I noticed you posted a reference of your main character on the Magmal server. I'm guessing this is based off Windows 95 or 98's background? No, wait, this is Green Hill Zone. This is where we fight the Egg Checker Wrecker. Sort of. Okay. Meme. The resolution on this window is pretty small. Alright, this area has been conquered. To the next one. Not Sonic this early in the afternoon, it's all over. The Sonic discussions are gonna start up now. So you've decided that on your publishing grounds, you'll be publishing to Tumblr every week, roughly 5 to 10 pages per update. That's fairly ambitious, I'd say. Depending on the complexity of those pages, that could be a decent challenge to pretty challenging. Of course, it also depends on how much of a buffer you have. Not sure what this was based off of, but clearly it was based off of something. So every 4th week will be a self-imposed break. Okay, fair enough. Second key. Oops. Yeah, elevator's still left up there. Pixel Boy, co-host is already shut down. What you're seeing there is basically an online archive run by the co-host folks. Like, functionally, it shut down all new posts and whatnot last month. I will make one note, Iwumi. Usually people don't I understand having a break every 4th week, but to keep retention from people, I'd advise doing this. Instead of having like 5 pages for the 4th week, have just 1 page or something. Or something bonus or a joke or whatever. It doesn't need to be something major, it's just something minor to tie people while you're on your break. Or some behind the scenes pre-sketch work or whatever. Just something. Whoa! Crabs. Oh no. I need to time this. Pixel Boy, did you hear what I said? Okay, if it's just for yourself, I totally understand. Like, the bonuses don't even need to be high effort. They could be like a jokey alternative takes on 1 or 2 of the panels, some pre-sketch work, or even some extra things. Or even other things. The point is so that there is some content being released on that 4th week. So, I think I'm soft-locked here. Like, how do I get back up there now? Like, is the elevator stuck up there, and, I can't get back there. Okay, level editor time. I get you're supposed to do those in order, but it's possible to get the elevator up there and it'll be stuck forever. You may want to fix that. Yep, I'm well aware of that, Pixel Boy, but ever since more than a month back, the site effectively shut down, not accepting any new content. So I already made my peace with that. So saying it's shutting down is functionally saying it's already shut down. I know the servers are up, but at that point it's just an archival site. We're just trading hands from the co-host owners to the Wayback Machine owners. Hey Blue Shot, hey Power. Please read the chat history, it should also be on stream. Basically, the Koho site, which is already basically frozen, it's fully going to be shut. Its server is going to be fully shutting down tomorrow. But the site was not accepting any new interactions or comments anyways. They're basically just trading hands to the Wayback Machine owners. Okay, where are you? That's the boss fight. There. I'm gonna delete these for safety. And place Mega Man here. Oops. Clearly that's not it. Not this either. It resets its position like this. That's what's been causing all these problems. Let's see, can I do it like this then? Hey fish! Thank you for posting your videos on my server. I will say this, they're technically supposed to be posted on our videos and streams, not so much self-promo. Self-promo was more intended for stuff that is non-streaming or non-LP content, or non-video content like, hey, you're making your own game, or fan game, or what have you. Your comments can be one heavily focused on action. That's also kind of my fault because I haven't actually noted that. I haven't told you that. It's fine. So I was already up here I already went up here once, solved it, and then I got sent back down. But because I got sent back down there, I couldn't get back up. I mean, I still watch it. I actually lurked on a previous stream where you're ranking the MSTs. Hey, Jaden. So your comments can be heavily so your web mangas can be heavily focused on action. So yeah, being able to draw dynamic poses well without it looking too weird, that is going to be the main challenge. Skulls in the background. Punk. I'm really excited about tomorrow, though. Return of Partners in Time and Snow Bros Wonderland. See, here's the problem. When I finish that, I get sent out of the teleporter like this. The problem is, the elevator is up there, so, I mean, there is a way to prevent this. That is go into the elevator, send it down, start and jump out just as it's going down. Because the way it is right now, this stage is basically unwinnable unless you take a very specific route. Let me try something. I mean, we can discuss your New Year's resolutions or hopes and dreams in terms of gaming for this year. Yeah, either I'm missing something or this level was borked. I'm guessing this is somewhat like a concept stage with mini levels that are based off of different computer programs. Like the level's called Mega Man Invades Your Computer. But I'm guessing they either missed something or one of the updates that released recently borked the stage, so the elevator gets stuck now. I get the feeling that the way it was supposed to work originally is that the elevator's position would reset every time you hit a checkpoint, or reset from there. You must be staying pretty late up, Power. It's the Mega Man 6 Wily machine. It's one of the easiest ones. It's a big old punching bag. Yeah, in that case, the issue with that screen is that I don't mind the elevator positions being saved. The issue is that, well, it teleports you below where the elevator's last position was. I don't know if I'll win this now. I thought I was gonna go a little bit on an angle. I can do this. This time, E-Tank. I don't even think it's a failsafe, J-Butters, because... oh no. Here's the thing, if you finish a part of this... You saw when I took finished one of the top teleporters? In order to reach that, you have to move the elevator to the top position. And then when you finish that mini stage, you're teleported back to the level select screen, except you aren't just teleported back to the top level, you're teleported back to a lower level, and the elevator is still stuck up there. So then you're stuck. Either they made a mistake or an update broke the stage. Be gone, Wily. Get out of my computer. The way to fix this right now is to patch it so once you finish one of the mini stages, it teleports you right out of the entrance. Or right next to the entrance. Once that's fixed, then I'll probably give it an upvote. Otherwise, give it a downvote right now. Okay. Second up is DK94 Forest by Oscar, 19 place score of 8. True that, J Butters. Like, regardless of what I said, this should still be patched. Ooh, we're now having another official Mega Man Maker level design contest. I remember the last one I showcased 5-6 years ago, was it? And the winner's level will be featured on the example stages. It's cool to see that's happening again. I see it. And apparently talks as a judge. Cool. That's cool. Honestly, I want to try showcasing all the levels that are submitted there. As if this is going to be like the last time, there's going to be a bunch of levels which have interesting ideas, even if they don't necessarily win. Oh yeah, to answer a question that I know a bunch of you have, yes, I will return to Magmal Tree this year. I got swamped with other keys and I wanted to end the year on a higher note, so I haven't returned to it yet. Plus, before I return to Magmal Tree, I want to do a I want to continue the co-commentation with Klex and maybe Buster. At least for Tier 8. Okay, that's one way to keep them fixed. Okay, same thing. Right it is. I'll type it in. Give me a sec. Me and Klex's level placed in Tier 8. Oops, telefragged. Oh, where am I currently in the game? Technically, I'm at the upper end of Tier 8. I've been taking an extended break from the game for various reasons, but I will come back once I can organize a time for me, Klex, and maybe Buster to co-commentate, because there's especially one stage in particular which I do want to do co-commentating. You've heard of Magmal, now get ready for Make a Bad Proto Man level. I know that Super Mario Central runs quote-unquote bad level design contests, and the results of those always tend to be funny. I don't know if someone would be willing to run it for... I don't know if someone would be willing to run the equivalent in the Magmal server due to various reasons. Of course, maybe the fandom's cool. Maybe the development side of the fan gaming community has gone good enough or mature enough to accept that. The way the SM Central contest works isn't so much like making a bad level. It's really more about take quote-unquote bad level design principles and use as many of them as possible while still making a fun level. Similar to the second place and similar to the stage nobody asked for in Magmal 2, which I still love. Oh shoot. That is part of the reason, J Butters. The other reason is, I'm kind of reticent to say it that way. Let's just say that for the first few years after Magmal 2's release, there was quite a bit of drama in regards to level design, or how to properly do level design. More specifically around the fan game developers. Not just in the server, but more outside. I'll just say it that way. Hey Fire Sawdust. We're on the second stage. I'm not gonna make it. Let me in. Okay, it's a duo again. Rush her to death. And that's the forest done. That was only part of it, J Butters. There were several things that happened on several different matters, I'm just gonna put it that way, that caused drama. It was at a point where, once Magmal 3 released, we were all preparing for a drama wave that never happened. Like, we were all pretty surprised. That's fine, Jaden. Not everyone cares about every game. I care about it more because I participated in 4 Magmal contests, played through 2 of the games in their entirety. Okay, let me rephrase. I played through basically 2 of the games in their entirety, one mostly to its entirety, the other one I finished the main game in, the other one is also almost in its entirety, just missing the side quest. And now I'm going through 3, which seems like the combination of a lot of different ideas and refinement over the years. And the fact I've been watching and participating in the Magmal community means I have much more of a personal stake in the matter. That's why I love it so much. Hi Oren, welcome. Overused, maybe. Overrated, I don't know. I don't like to usually say something's I don't like to usually call things overrated unless there's a lot of talk about it. Sure, Oren. See, I understand why she may be reskinned, and I think the idea is fine. I don't say it's overused yet, but that's more because I haven't really seen role being used as a reskin 0 that much, to the point where I'm sick of it or something. Magmal 3 does feel like the ultimate love letter to the franchise and the fan gaming community. I feel like following Magmal 2's release and all the discourse that happened, the people who are left in the fan gaming side have matured or understood what the Magmal series is trying to achieve, and as such, Magmal 3 has been received a lot more warmly, and with I guess even the same amount or even more fanfare, and while the toxic elements are basically far less existent. And yes, it also feels like a love letter because it references stuff that is very obscure, or extremely obscure in the fandom, but was technically canon material published by or officially licensed by Capcom. So yeah, that's another reason why it's one of my favorite Mega Man Classic fan games out there. Aww. That's nice to hear, Iwumi. It took a while to get there, but following Tree, I'd say that's mostly true. I still have my gripes, but that's true of every community. Like, I certainly prefer to be in this one than what happened during 2's time, which was Alright, number 3 up is MST2 Robot Hell by Fish on a Stick, with 47 plays and a score of 18. But I should participate more in that community, to be fair. Like, thanks to the Super Freak server, I've been getting more back into watching anime. Oh, pfft. Squish. Oh my gosh, they're using that as a screen transition. Welcome to hell. Bender Bending Rodriguez. Can I make it out with the amount of life I have? That was a bad move. I should have dash jumped. Man, gonna use that, but... You know. Whoa. There's the key. And the second key. Oh no! Deserved. I see the face. Hey, Buster. That was a bad move. Despawn, despawn. Yeah, Fish on a Stick was telling me about that. In relation to Mega Man Maker. I decided I'll be covering all the entries. I'm not going to be participating for various reasons, but I will showcase all the levels. Like, I know Toxin G is going to be one of the judges. Again, I want to cover all the levels because there are always some interesting ideas expressed, even if they're not in the top 3 or top 5. Because, surprise, surprise, despite what the levels showcase on the most popular queue may tell you, there's still a decent number of new levels coming out with interesting ideas. This is a neat idea for a stage where you have to focus completely on dodging and making use of base's enhanced mobility. Close shave. Usually in these stages you can at least destroy the enemies, even if it's a bit difficult. But here, you have to focus completely on evasion. It's a neat idea for a level, and I think it's been executed fairly well. Can I make it? Yes, I can! And even if some points become a bit hairy, there's usually a decent amount of time. There's usually a decent amount of leeway. Oh, smile. Can we escape from hell now? Of course, Bubble Man's revenge. Thank you for actually making it so he takes extra damage from the Buster. Many other level designers would actually force the fight, where most level designers would actually make the fight take much longer. Or artificially prolong the fight. No. Let's try this again. Oops. I don't think it's gonna be decoration spam. I trust Toxin. Yeah, that's the unfortunateness of a Maker game. The good stuff gets buried under the more popular stuff. And the only way to bring some light out is either through curation, streamers like me and Marino, Neo Cutman, Fire Sawdust. I forget the name of that person who was submitting videos. Let me check right now. I want to shout them out. Hang on a sec. Lunar Chris. Okay, like me, Mega Marino, Neo Cutman, Lunar Chris, Neo Cutman, etc., as well as the competitions. That's how we can unearth these better quality things. Are we in Star Force 1 DX? See, thank you for not artificially prolonging the fight, Fish on a Stick. This is a good pacing for this fight. Like I said, this is actually a decently, at the very least, decently designed obstacle course stage, or rather, a dodging stage. Obstacle course is not the right way to say it. In most stages, you can destroy enemies, the platform, and it's interplay between the two, but here, you're purely focused on platforming and dodging the enemies due to not having access to any special weapons, being forced to rely on base's enhanced mobility, and I'd say it did a fairly well job. Dr. Lewin was also one of them. I forget. Yeah, they probably left. Can't blame him. One sec. Okay, back. Just need to clarify something. Yeah, I watch your streams from time to time, Fire Stardust. 4-star. Yeah, they left because they wanted to prioritize their family. I can respect that. As for wanting to leave the channel, I disagree with that. If you're gonna leave YouTube, okay, fine. Post a video saying that you're leaving due to X reason, but at least leave the channel up. At least that's what I would do. Even if you don't make any income from it. Alright, 4 and up is Farewell to 1.8 Part 2 by Janox74. 60 play, score 28. It's their decision, it's just that I disagree with that. Then again, I come from a more archival mindset, so... Alright, part 2 of this. We left 1.8 a few months ago. That being said, there's still plenty of ways which would... That being said, there are plenty of other reasons why I would agree with deleting a channel. One of which is that you're legally obligated to for a variety of reasons. Or there's some private information that can't be shared. Super time! No, I lost it. I didn't see you there. Reverse the gravity. Reverse the polarity. Reverse direction of the waterfalls. Honestly, I wish 1.8, and by extension 1.9, had a showcase level kind of like this, or example level. As there were a bunch of features that weren't really outlined, and only discovered thanks to you viewers and experimentation through various levels. Bye. Different lava. Just imagine, a few years back, many of us were requesting the addition of lava. And in 1.8, our wishes were granted, with various kinds of lava. Various different looks for them. Speed. Still no green acid. Wily Fortress bosses were also added. Starting with the classic and infamous Yellow Devil. Yeah, I hope they're doing fine. If I timed it better, I probably could have done it. Still got one shot on me. Hopefully I get more of these fortress bosses. I want to find something like the Mecha Dragon. And they fixed the Boo Beam Trap, if only because you can actually change your weakness now, and even set it to something like the Mega Buster. And they even added Boo Beam Rails on top of that, which was cute. Even has the original one of the original weaknesses. Checking something. How would I improve the Boo Beam Trap? Do what this engine did, and make it so they're actually weak to the Mega Buster or something. My easy way to fix the Boo Beam Trap is one of two things. One, make it weak to the Buster. One, make them actually take damage from the Buster or other special weapons. Keep the Crash Bomb as their primary weakness, I'm fine with that. Oh no. But at least make it so it's not so easy to run out of that. Or second, make it so that you can regain special weapon energy in the Boo Beam fight. Or change the fight entirely where it isn't required to use the Crash Bomb in the first place. That's one of my issues in Mega Man 2 of how there's at least 2 boss fights which force you to use special weapons, and don't exactly give you easy ways to regain the weapon energy. I'm referring to, of course, the Boo Beam Trap and the Wily Alien. Again, the easy way to fix those fights: make it so they actually take damage from the Buster. It doesn't have to be a lot of damage, but at least some damage. Oh yeah, you. Wait. Stabbing them with a syringe. Yeah, I'll be covering Power Simplify. I'll be covering Toxin Level for the end of the stream, and there's a very special reason why. Bonk. Bonk. You're going to prison. Yeah, I know your weakness. Just playing around, as usual. The funny thing about those two Mega Man 2 bosses is they're really simple fixes to make the fights a lot more manageable and less frustrating. Like, keep their weaknesses, but make them actually take damage from the basic Buster. There, an easy way to make that fight more enjoyable and less soft-locky. It wouldn't really change how the fight exactly goes, but at least you don't need to reset the whole encounter. And then on top of that, you can change how the fights work. Tango. Why aren't you attacking the boss? Oh yeah, the magnet beam... The magnet beam was... You could skip the magnet beam in a Lekman stage, but then you can't make it past Wily 1. So in effect, the magnet beam's a mandatory item. So, why did they make it skippable in the first place? And here's the thing, in order to get the magnet beam, you either need the super arm or the thunder beam. But because it's a Lekman stage, if it's the first time you're going through it, you won't have the thunder beam, and you may not have the super arm. So if you don't have either, you have to go back to the stage before Wily 1. And that's the only case of required backtracking in the game if you miss it the first time. It's not like there are multiple items you have to backtrack through in other stages. Like, if Mega Man 1 was designed more like a Metroidvania, I wouldn't mind the backtracking. But the fact there's only one required backtracking point, it just screams, not well thought out. See ya! But to be fair, first game in the series, or first game-itis syndrome. Yeah, decent farewell part 2. And as we've seen in Maker, there are plenty of ways to make the Boobeam Trap fight more interesting. Do I like Mega Man 1's endgame more than Mega Man 2's? I don't know. I think Mega Man 1's endgame is less frustrating. I don't know if I'd say it's better. Alright, let's highlight these. Even if it was designed to be in an arcade, it's really strange why they randomly decided to place a progression check in a Lekman stage that requires backtracking. Why that stage randomly? And why just once? Like, if they did that 4 times, I can understand that it would change up the routing, but why once? It feels like that part of the design was not properly elaborated on. As for the fight itself, the 2 fights, yeah, I can see the skill check. Especially, for example, with the Wily Alien. I just wish that... I wouldn't mind that also so much if I could actually get the special weapon energy back fairly easily. Like, if there was a respawning Yashishi outside the boss room, I'm sure most players would complain far less about the Boobeam and Wily Aliens. Boobeam especially... What makes the Boobeam even more frustrating is that you pretty much need to use almost all or all of your special weapon energy to actually defeat the boss. Whereas with the Wily Alien, you don't need to use all of the bubble lead in order to destroy them. Yeah, Mega Man 1 especially, 0-1 and Battle Network 1 all suffer from first game syndrome, but X1 doesn't. Yeah, X1 I feel is one of the best games in the X franchise. Mega Man 1 was the absolute first Mega Man game made in the franchise, so I understand why it turned out like that. Battle Network 1, not the first game in the franchise, but the first in a different... See, the way Classic X and Zero plays is, you can see a lineage there, but Battle Network 1 plays a lot differently compared to the platformers, so I can understand the first schematics there too. 0-1 is more complicated. Like with X1, it was made after 6, I believe, or 5 or 6. So they took all the knowledge they had with those classic games and learned from the mistakes there and made the whole X1 in there and evolved the design formula and whatnot. With 0-1, they didn't quite hit the mark. Oh, and X1 does also suffer from first schematics as well, just, I would say, not to the same extent as the others. But let's put Mega Man 1 aside. It's... let's compare it to the other two. And let's also put aside Battle Network 1 because, again, very different gameplay style. Let's compare it with 0-1. Mega Man X1 starts out fairly slowly. Like, okay, I can understand the intro highway stage playing slower because A, we're making the transition from the classic series where you don't have a dash or wall jumping. So I'm okay with that being slower paced. But here's the thing. I know the dash boots are not an optional upgrade, but in order to get them, you have to go to the Chill Penguin stage first. Except that you have 8 choices of stages to start with, so what ends up happening is the game is designed, at least for the first 8 stages, well, 7.5 stages, they're designed with the player not having access to the dash boots, so it results in the overall experience playing slower. And you don't start out with the slide either, like Classic would have by this point. So, yeah, it plays X1 especially for half the game, unless you go to Chill Penguin, well, 2/3 of the game, especially if you don't go to Chill Penguin first, it kind of plays, well, kind of faster paced than Classic, but also slower paced. Like, it plays at the rate of a if you don't get the dash boots, for 2/3 of the game plays more like a Classic game with wall jumping. And maybe other upgrades. Oh yeah, and Crash Bomb doesn't even go off when it touches an enemy hitbox or any hitbox. And that was really dumb. Same with Hyper Bomb, but I haven't played Legends yet. I think Mega Man 4 is the first, I think Mega Man 4 is where Capcom really understood what made the classic formula tick. 1, 2, and 3... With 1 and 2, they're still trying to figure out stuff. 3 was basically a rushed beta. 4 is when they really nailed things down. Alright, let's actually resume, and... we've been talking about this for 10-15 minutes. I will get around to playing Legends. I know Buster and a few others have requested me, asked me, begged me to play it. I find it interesting it took them, well, I understand it took them 4 games for Classic, but they nailed the formula down with X1, barring certain things like not having the dash boots. After X1, the second best X game is a bit more complicated. Like, I'd argue it'd be X4, but it still has its own series of quirks. See, unlike the Classic series, I feel Capcom hasn't really realized the X franchise's full potential or to a sufficient degree as it has with the Classic series. They've kind of struggled to evolve the formula. Yes, I've played and beat all six of the mainline Battle Network games. I haven't played any of the Star Force titles. Anyways, 5th up is, this bug will probably be fixed soon. Enjoy and have fun. XD by Nervin. 27 plays, score of 9. Oh, yeah. I'm in the wall! Deleted. The dynamic stage progression was a cool idea. And having a special weapon environmental interactions, also cool. They took that into 7. But they kind of dropped the idea from X3. In fact, X3 in some ways took it even further by having dynamic enemies or being able to degrade enemies. But they kind of dropped the idea after that. Sort of brought it back for X6, but oh gosh, it was pain. It was not good there. I can understand why I dropped it for X4 because the more I look at it, X4 is basically a back to basics sequel. It really feels like X1 the second take for the PS1, but with a heavier focus on story. I say story because they really should have stated more things in the game instead of hiding it in the manual. That's another thing I'll criticize Capcom for. Starting especially from the PS1 era and onwards, they really should have started including important story details and characterizations in the games themselves instead of stashing them in the manuals, like they did with the NES and SNES eras. I mean, even in the SNES era, that was becoming kind of outdated. See all the RPGs. Especially with the mods, Oran. X8 remake. Well, X8 16-bit, I need to clarify. Sorry, I keep calling it D-Make, but they changed the name. X4's plot is less dumb if you take into consideration the extended universe stuff and the stuff that was stored in the manual, but even then it's kind of not ideal. And it also, the best way, if you want the X4 plot to be better, you need to include the extended universe and background supplementary information, and also have to include some headcanon stuff in regards to Reploid discrimination. Indeed, J Butters. The issue is, the X series was... One of the things about the X series is that was a heavier focus on story. It was okay in X1 to X3, but starting from X4 and onwards, with the heavier focus on dialogue and cutscenes, it showed that they actually wanted to place more importance on the story, but they undercut themselves by not actually including enough of the story. Missed opportunity. Okay, thank you for the bug showcase. Let's move on to the patio stage. Oh, am I right, man? I'll get to there. See, Wumi, I'm laughing at that, but there are plenty of ways to justify it in the story, even if they're considered villainous. Like, Capcom could have shown more Reploid discrimination. Like, come on. We saw how we built Doppler City in X3. How about they expand upon that plot for X4? Like, you could make a logical extension from X3 that the authorities, the human authorities are getting worried that they're gonna have a repeat of Doppler City or Doppler Town, but on a larger scale. Hence why Reploforest was being much more harshly treated. And then there's the whole case of how Iris and Colonel were actually, they used to be one Reploid but split into two. So they depend on each other. Anyways. Sixth up is Mega Man Animal Rage 2, Ammonite Man, Prehistoric Ocean, Bonus Stage, By La Patio, 52 play, score 24. So the funny thing about that fish is that is technically true in X4, but that's only in supplemental materials, and apparently the Japanese manual. That's where they took it for Battle Network. They really should have included that in the story because that heavily explains why you fight Iris in Final Weapon. Pretty much. Thank you, Buster. And that's where I took the idea for Battle Network and actually properly explored that. Iris another, yeah. I don't blame you for not knowing that, Fish. You have to specifically read supplemental materials in the Japanese manual. Again, one of the many missed opportunities of that game and its story. Oh shoot! Okay, I don't have double jumping. Good to know. I'm one of those ones who taught the story. I mean, in retrospect, I thought the story of X4 was, I get what they were trying to accomplish, but it was a series of missed opportunities. Also, enough said about the English dub. Freeze! Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm freezing. No, I can't shield. What? Okay. Squish. It's not out of the ordinary, I just wish it had better lead up. Oh yeah, that too, X's Dilemma. Unfortunately, X's Dilemma is an even more complicated problem, as that's been an issue throughout the franchise, I'd say. Like, I know people criticize X's whining, quote-unquote whining, at the end of most X games. And about X's Dilemma at the end, I feel that's an extension there. Like, they've been building up X's worry. There's a lot of discussion, specifically from X, about his worry about turning into Maverick, but it tends to be mostly surface level. I wish they delved much more into that. At least for one game or something. It's fine, I guess. Like, there are plenty of reasons to worry why he can become Maverick, but at least explore it, Capcom. They changed the sound effects. Let me check. No! I couldn't see you. Well, this is bad. I'm glad. I'm a lot more okay with Classic because it's more like a Saturday morning cartoon, but with the X series and onwards, that doesn't really work due to the increased focus on the story. Like, a Classic series plots tend to be more like Monster of the Week, or Dr. Wily or another evil scientist who ends up being Dr. Wily or one of his associates, or someone forced to work for Dr. Wily, comes up with a new evil plan to take over the world. It works for that series, but beyond that, for going to X and more serious stuff, it doesn't really work. Which is why I'm really happy to actually... You see how much I criticize Sigma being the final boss of most mainline X games? Which is why I'm really thankful for X8, they made him the penultimate boss instead. One sec, yeah, small nuggets of lore. Oh yeah, the drama between Lion and Proto Man, which is only like barely referenced in the games. And X just isn't written seriously until X8. Yeah. I sort of agree. I mostly agree with that. Like, Capcom has tried to write X, like, they started trying more heavily starting from X4, but it wasn't until X8 where they tried the best. At least with X8, I could totally sympathize and understand X's plight about going too far, because new generation Reploids. Oh, you and me both, Iwumi. There's so much storytelling potential within the lore to just do nothing with it. That's why I say the Archie Mega Man comics were some of the best storytelling in the Mega Man franchise. Oh yeah, Permanence Reactor? Only mentioned the arcade games. Oh yeah, even in X8, the main villain is initially made to be Vile, or someone who's employed Vile. Yeah, I'll check in a moment. Let me just destroy the bat first. I'll do it for when I freeze that. Hang on. What? Okay. It does sound subtly different. Right, okay. Easy mode. Oh no. Problem solved. I'm just gonna hit the easy button. Checkpoint! I'm gonna say it this way, Pixel Boy. Outside of X7 and maybe some minor other points, I never thought of X's proclamations at the end of the game whining. Like, okay, X7's intro, sure, like, that was whining. But here's the thing, X wondering about how long the war is gonna take, why does it keep going? I have no problem with that, because for what the games are going and how they're trying to be anti-war-ish, and considering how X is an empathetic character, it makes sense to me. Like, X1 at the end of that, sure, that's like his first war. X2's ending was actually pretty idealistic, all things considered. And then we had X3, where we had the Doppler town fail. And then X4 with Repliforce. And then X5 with him seeing his best friend die. And a lot of the world getting completely wrecked. I think X6 was actually more ideal with that. And X8, well, he had that before the ending, too. Like, that's why I say whiny and air quotes. To me, the things that X's talking about, that just shows he's an empathetic person. Like, it's been established very well, both in-game and in supplementary materials, that X does not want to fight in this war, or any of these wars, period. That is an important part of his character. So of course he's gonna have that. If he didn't have that reaction, he wouldn't be X. Like, we have another character who doesn't mind the war as much, and his name is Zero. Like, come on, we have two characters, establish them differently. And of course we also have Axel. Give me a sec, I'm gonna Oh, yeah, I'm doing this the wrong way. We'll get to that later. Let's just focus on the X timeline for now. Pretty much J Butters. The issue is, despite all of his power, strength, and unlimited potential, he simply isn't built for this continuous fighting of war after war after war. He's simply too empathetic. Like, if you want a person who wants to fight many wars, that's Zero. Darn it. I mean, having to fight that many wars for that many years, that's gonna F up many people. Like, something I don't really see emphasized enough, and when we discuss X, not here, but elsewhere, is that they don't really take in consideration that X is a very empathetic person, more empathetic than average. So of course, stuff like war, death, killing, destruction, poverty, famine, hate, it's gonna affect them much more heavily. No, we were not talking about you all, Jaden. Now, despite everything I just said, I actually wish Capcom actually capitalized on it more outside of X8 and maybe Command Mission. Because most of the time when Capcom has tried to do it, it's been mostly surface level or retellings of stuff we've already seen. Like by X8, we've seen X develop by this and talk about it. Like, we've seen X talk about this before the ending and a little bit at the ending. But they actually delved into more detail about his concerns. I want to see more of that. It was fine with X1. It was fine with X1, X3, but now that we're at least 8 games into the series, can we please see something new? Oh yeah, another question. What happened to Dr. Kane? I'm thinking, I believe it's implied he died due to old age, but he just vanished after X3. Like, Fanon is basically he either retired or died of old age or was murdered, whatever. So that's another thing. Okay, let's continue the train of bashing on how Capcom's handled the X franchise. I'm gonna say it that way. Okay, forget about what we just talked about X and Zero's character. What about everyone else in the world? Like, everyone who's not a Maverick Hunter, Maverick, or New Generation Reploid or related to them. We haven't really seen any character who isn't associated with any of them, so we end up getting a very skewed vision of the world, and that harms the story. The X lore is sad. If you look into it more thoroughly, X's storyline is actually pretty depressing. Ooh, I see. One of my favorite special weapons in this game. I don't remember when I was telling you, Jaden. We had at least 6 different discussion topics between then and now. Oh yeah, I was discussing Magmal Tree. I was just saying it's fine. The reason why Magmal Tree holds such an important place in my heart is because I basically played through 5 of them and participated in 4 of them, and participated in the community quite a bit. That being said, Capcom has tried to go outside of that. See Command Mission, which I'll eventually play. And it's fine if you don't like one thing. I'm not interested in all games, it's fine. Thank you, Pugo. In Day of Sigma is interesting. Maverick Hunter X and Day of Sigma is interesting because by rebooting the formula, they had a better chance of actually fixing some of the issues with the X series, not just in terms of gameplay, but story. Because the story baseline is set there, I'd say is very solid. Humans are just a figment of X's imagination and trauma. I understand not liking the X series for a variety of reasons. I disagree with X's whining, especially with the SNES games, but that's just me. I hate playing video games. Why are you still here then, /S? And I'd say good idea. I really wanted to see their takes on X3 and X5. And of course X6 especially. Like, look. I have many criticisms of how the X franchise has handled the story and gameplay, but I would say to at least try the first 1 or 2 X games. If you don't like them, that's fine. But the one thing I'll say no to is the whining. To me, that's not whining. That is expressing emotions. That is expressing empathy. And yeah, especially with the SNES games, Capcom was continuing their mentality from the SNES era of excuse plots. Like when you think about it, X1's story is basically a slightly more complicated version of a classic series plot. Like, think about it, if you just to change the names, let me rephrase X1's plot in the vein of a classic series, but a little bit darker. Dr. Y is convinced a bunch of robots that humans are mistreating them, and he'll give them a better shot at life. So he's risen 8 new Roadmasters to take over the world, and so Mega Man and friends have risen up to stop him again. Yeah, I would like to see your take. True. I actually appreciate where Mega Man 9 was going with that, but... I wish I was introduced earlier. But yeah, whenever I discuss this about me expecting better writing out of Capcom, especially in the NES and SNES eras, or PS1 too, it's more like wistful thinking, because lol. Now, by the GBA era, they got a bit better, see Battle Network. Okay, no be better, but, yeah. Oh yeah, guys not being allowed to show emotions other than stoicness and anger. One of my pet peeves of writing. I feel that's also part of the reason why your mileage may vary, and this is more personal opinion. I feel this is also one of the reasons why a lot of people find Zero to be a cooler character than X. He's supposed to be the Lancer to X, and vice versa. For all I say about Resident Evil 4's overall kind of goofy story, like if you really think about it, the characterization is better. Yeah, we've been on the screen for a while. Thank you for breaking a toxin. Let's move on. I'm sorry, we've been having... at least half an hour of the stream has been basically discussing Classic X and the Classic X series and the Mega Man series franchise in general. I'm sorry. Alright, 7th up is Mega Man Plus Remix Classic Mode, Altitude Man version 2 by Farasaras, 25 play, score 5. It's just that we have a lot of things to say about this franchise. And, it's these side discussions that make me come back to do these maker streams week by week. That being said, I'm not saying the levels this week are bad. If anything, they're above average in general. Like, Fish on a Sticks level is still my favorite stage of this week. Can't wait for the inevitable Crash Bandicoot and Gex discussion. And yes, I know people have been, I know some of my friends have asked me to play Gex, I'll get to that. Like, I've played through weeks, I've streamed during weeks where the levels are a lot drier. Hey, not Airman. Again, I just wish more people attended the non-maker streams, but eh. Oh yeah, as a reminder, tomorrow morning is Partners in Time, Session 4. Who wins? Sonic easily. Hello? Balloons? Like, tomorrow evening I'm gonna be playing Snow Bros Wonderland, and I know we'll get people there, but for a different reason. Like, I made a joke about this with Joe. Whenever I have co-op streams, I end up having a lot more people who usually don't show up. If you decide to play Partners in Time, please play revision 1.1 or a translated version of the Japanese release. Don't play the original revision 1 release from the US. That has, let's just say it has some balance issues. Ah, darn it. It's Mario, people like Mario, and it's from a semi-popular series. Oh, you're a teacher, Fire? That's fair. Keep up the hard work. Keep up the hard work educating the next generation. I wish it has better graphics as well. Like, you attended the Super Freak stream during the last Sunday, J Butters. We got plenty of people there. Do we get a lot of people for TF2 streams? We only got like 4 or 5 people max last time. Unfortunately, TF2 is at the point where, unless you already have a built-in audience that's interested in arena shooters or FPSs in general, or my channel's big enough, we're not gonna get that many viewers during the last streams. And unfortunately, my channel only has like near 2,000, so yeah. Well, not just his circle. I also had Jordan along. I also had Jordan and Null and one time Def too, and that all helps. Here's the thing, Buster. That is more of a multiplayer FPS. TF2 is one of those things where it kind of falls in its own category, and the game itself is old enough to the point where you already know if you like it or not. With the other co-op titles I've showcased, they're lesser known, and their communities are more actively engaged. And the other issue with TF2 is that, well, if you're already interested in TF2 and you want to see people play together, co-op, there are already bigger channels which do the exact same thing. But for the games I covered, the co-op in the evening, they are very few and far between. Let me use an example of another popular title that's been recently released, or is very popular, Marvel Rivals. If I were to stream that game, for example, in a week or tomorrow, I'd probably get at most half a dozen viewers, but again, they'd probably watch the more popular streamers, because there are two things. One, this channel isn't popular enough. Two, I'm not an expert player in that game. I'm dead. This is one of the many reasons why I cover niche games. It's a lot easier to compete in a smaller pond where less fish are occupying. Marketing 101. Find a niche, Find an underserved niche and target it. And work your way up. Exactly, Fish. Mega Man Classic fan gaming is one of those niches, or mega niches, or ultra niches. Take your pick. We live in an era of basically hyper-fragmentation, where there can be super popular hits that aren't actually... where there can be releases which are considered super popular hits, but many or most people don't know about them, if they're not already in the know of those areas. Like, something can achieve $1 billion worth in revenue, yet most people don't know it actually exists. If you want another example, I'll bring it up right here. VTubers. This is the hardest part of the stage, especially as roll. Pretty much, Jaden. And it's also hard to grow when those areas are already well served. Heck, I'm not even the biggest creator who focuses on Mega Man Classic fan games. Plus, I'm not always the promptest in that. Like, if I was really super prompt in covering Mega Man Classic fan games, I would have also covered that Winter fan game, Rockman New Year's Snake Edition, as well as Rockman New Menace immediately as it released. Like, I don't stream as often as Marino, for example, and that does also hamper my reach. My suggestion, and I still stick by it, is to find an underserved niche and work with that. Work your way up from there. You can dip your toes into less niche materials, but don't expect to get a lot of viewers. Or, to put it another way, the popular get ever more popular. Yeah, oh shoot. The unfortunate thing here is that it's kind of like a self-perpetuating loop of popularity. The more subscribers and active viewers you have, the easier it is to get more subscribers and active viewers. Why do you think that most of the people who subscribe to this channel actually subscribe during or immediately following these streams? And that's the thing, even if someone has quite a bit of influence in the community, they seem pretty large, like Mega Marino. Marino's actual viewership, both during the stream and on their post videos, it's actually kind of lowish. Like, if you were to take it like a unit from a external scale, it's actually on the lower end, but it's actually pretty large for the Mega Man Classic community. For people focusing on the Mega Man Classic side of things. Or to be more specific, the Mega Man Classic fan gaming side of things. Oh boy. I could try jumping over it. And yeah, he is super huge and influential in Mega Man Maker. So yeah, it's a matter of perspective. It's like the case of a big fish in a small pond. And I inhabit the same small pond as they do. I'm just happy that they acknowledge my existence. Delayed. Oop. And to get back to your point, fish, Kingdom Hearts is also one of those teleporters. S. Darn, I didn't get that, so what do I actually get? This. Generally speaking, you don't want to focus on AAA titles, especially as a newcomer, as those communities are already very well served by bigger content creators, bigger, more well-established ones. And Kingdom Hearts is one of those AAA franchises which already has a very well-established creator base, that unless you create content for one of the newly released major titles or fan projects or whatever, you're gonna be buried. Honestly, Jaden, I get the feeling that as much as they talk about it, they more like the memes of those games, not so much the games themselves. Oh, don't worry, mine is rigged in its own ways. And to be honest, I don't actually care about most AAA games either, for a variety of reasons. I mean, the closest thing to a AAA game I've recently purchased is Monster Hunter Rise. But that is between AA and AAA, really. And the other thing would be Helldivers 2, but that's AA. Very solidly AA. Excuse me, let me fix that. Good. I'm willing to give many games a try, but one of those games that the two main focuses on this channel are Mega Man Classic /X/0, or Mega Man in general, as well as indie titles. Those are the two niches I'm going to focus on. And when I say indie games, I'm more specifically referring to usually platformers or roguelites, and Metroidvanias. Four levels left, yep. That's why for those for titles that don't fall usually under my interest, that's what for the birthday game requests are for. 8 up is Cosmic Gadget by Sunflower Zumarill, 37th place, score of 9. That's Mega Man in general. I mean, this year I'm still contemplating when I should start my Mega Man Classic marathon. Like, I've discussed Mega Man all across the board on this channel because, hey, main focus, but I never actually LP'd any of the mainline games. Fully, at least. What happens to go right? Okay. Oh, okay. Let's do Proto. Oh, let's do Roll. Yeah, I've heard it's kind of long. Yes! Got it. How long is your Metroidvania, Pugo? Ah, darn it. It ate my input. You know what? Let's do this, Mega Man. Now getting these pickups is a lot easier. $351 screens. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to save it for another episode, sorry. It's too long otherwise. Oh, jet adapter, I forgot I had that. If you have the custom NSF ready, I'd be happy to use it for the next stream. Ooh, gravity switch. Like, I'm happy to cover Metroidvania levels, but if it's really long, please warn me. Can't stop me. Oh shoot. If you're good enough with your timing, you can get these extra collectibles. Yeah, I'll save it for next stream then. Next week. Oops. Should have followed the arrows. Maybe 1.8? I can understand that. I get the feeling they like those things more because of the memes and jokes, more than the actual material. Yeah, I'm not bothering to grab those now. I will get the key. For something. Well, uh-oh, follow the arrow. Okay, we're back in. Is this Crazy Gadget? Yeah, I just realized it. I just wish we had that music. I'd play that. Yeah, I'll do your level. I'll do your levels the first or second one next week. Right now, I don't actually have enough time to showcase a 350 plus screen stage. Ah, we're back here. Basically, I need to hit a rocket. I need to hit a switch to fire a rocket at a gate so I can get across. I didn't recognize it at first because visuals don't quite match with how Crazy Gadget looks like, but I can understand the missing assets and whatnot. But the more and more I see it, the more I realize, oh wait, yeah, this is actually a decent adaptation of that stage in the Maker's format. Although I do wish it was a little bit less messy. Like, it didn't quite need this many arrows. Oh shoot, I'm dead. I didn't read the sign. Out of most of the people in the chat, Jaden, you care the most about those things. Aha, missed me. Frankly, it seems that Silva's mostly interested in the gameplay and the jokes and memes. Which is fine. Oh, I certainly will. That's why I'm ending with that one. Did you send an NSF replacement toxin, or do you want me to play the default music in the game? Default. If it is what I think it's gonna be, that's gonna be quite an adventure. Darn it. I would have been done with this stage 3 minutes ago if I realized the gimmick earlier. And what it was referencing. Okay, time for some revenge. And different people attach to different parts of the game. For me, it's usually the gameplay and story. I like world building too, but I tend to prefer characters over that. Oh, we're on the outside now, I think. Get me out of here. I like the idea of the stage, I just wish the tile set was more... It resembled the previous one. The original stage is based off of more. And like as it stands right now, I like the switching gimmicks, but it can be a bit disorienting. Regardless though, honorable mention the episode. Like different people attach to different parts of a game. Oh shoot, oh wait. Right. Sorry, Galaxy Man's weakness... Galaxy Man's weakness is supposed to be the plug ball, right? I was trying to see if he had the Scramble Thunder. Vibrates intensely. But there was no point of putting the wall up there. Okay, now it's upside down. Ow, get me out. Holy carp, he's tweaking out. Okay, Tornado's weak to plug. My bad. We can never escape from this. Too many people love this franchise to let it die. Yeah, for better or worse, they're the main reason why... They're really the only reason why it still lives. Even have an arc reactor. I get attached to the general lack of getting it that was present in World Plus and New Menace. Again, I want to make this clear. I would have been less harsh on New Menace had it not plagiarized all those assets. But really, that's why I referenced 4 or 5 different fan games made with Megamix that... Or... Not... Well, 4 made with Megamix, 1 custom engine, that even if they're janky or... not the best polished, they do a better job of getting it. At this point, Pixel Boy is more like, I'll steal it! Everyone will immediately know! You know what the funniest one was? How the creator stole the targets in the weapon testing screen from an unused asset in Magmal Tree. From an unused stage asset from one of the contestants from Magmal Tree. That was grade A hilarity. Alright, be right back in one moment. I am back. Let's catch up. Ebig. Beans. Alright, I moved your stage to next week. Pugo Bits, but I will cover it. So anyways, ninth up is Mega Man Advance 3 Remastered, Stage 6, Phantom Train by Orange Mio, with 28 plays and a score of 12. Tree! One choice. Yeah. That is a snaz. That is actually a pretty snazzy stage select or weapon get screen. Oh, by the way, folks, before the end of the year, I posted a link to the document containing every single game I own on Steam and EGS. So if there's any game on that list you'd like for me to cover, let me know. That I haven't already covered already. Any non-Flash or Flash games you really like but haven't LP'd yet. On the games front, definitely. Flash games even more so, considering I only streamed 1 or 2 Flash games, was it? 3 or 4. On the Flash game front, that's gonna be at least, well, really like is gonna be like a dozen. Like, probably about 5 dozen. Let me just do really like so I can make it a bit easier. Hang on a sec. Are we subdividing based on genres? If so, give me a moment because, like, off the top of my head, one game I do want to cover is, Oh, Train! Let's see, one of the games I do want to eventually cover is, the Creeper World series. Well, starting from the beginning. I know I've sampled a bit of Creeper World X, but I want to start from the beginning with that one. Another one I can take up is Epic Battle Fantasy 2 or 3. Oh, shoot. Specifically from the remaster, because that fixes a few things. Hang on a sec. I have a list ready. Fancy Pants Adventures, although again, I'll play the refined version. Maybe Rays? Bubble Tanks 2 and 3. Sunny 1 and 2. Last Stand 3. I forget the exact name of it, but 3 would count. Jack Smith's also pretty cool. Alien Hominid, I'll probably play the console version eventually. I already played a Bobo's Big Adventure and the Mega Man fan games. Super Mario 63 is definitely on my list. Like, oh my goodness, that is definitely there. One more check because I have a list. Amaya, Cactus McCoy 1 and 2, Diamond Hollow 2, Feed Me, and actually a bunch of Nitrom games. Legend of Kalevala, Elephant Quest, and I know you've expressed interest, probably Fire Girl and Water Boy? Or Fire Boy and Water Girl, sorry. Tower of Heaven 2 because that's how I recognize a bunch of the references when I covered Jeff Extravaganza's mod. Mega Man X is interesting. I'm gonna wait for next remix to come out. Like, that is one of the Mega Man Classic games I'm gonna definitely cover, if only because of how wacky it is. Yeah, I think I own a key for Fancy Pants Adventures. I'll have to double check. Oh shoot, do I have... No, I don't. This is bad. I don't know how else to describe that game. Cool effect. Like, it's certainly something. Like, it has a... Compared to pretty much all the other Mega Man Classic games, fan games I covered on the channel, it's certainly a lot more experimental and does a lot of things that I haven't really seen other fan games do. So props for that. It's just that, the fact of how much content it's actually gearing to have, I'm a little bit concerned how the final product's gonna turn out. How do we get out? Help. Oh. If it doesn't come out, I'll just play the last demo. Oh yeah, this tile set looks more like it's in the background than in the foreground, to be honest. That's why I was reacting as such. Well, to be fair, it is called the Phantom Train. No, not really interested in Happy Wheels. Okay, now that I know this is here... Honk honk. No, my leg got caught. Yeah, the Phantom Train section. I gotta get to the cabin. There's a roll next? What? No, didn't jump in time. Alright, this last section is turning out to be one of the toughest ones. Especially without special weapons. I'll say that for next week, Lorenzo. I'm a little bit running low on time, and I need to reserve enough time for the final stage. It's Slash Woman, but that hasn't come out since last year. Let's hope we get more... What? Oh yeah, slide. Hitbox. I thought I was safe, so I let my guard down. Again, regardless of whether the game comes out or not, I found the whole development of the whole next series to be quite interesting. I can't really think of any other classic game which has 8 levels of charge shot. Or it feels like 8 levels of charge shot. Okay, we're finally back here. I would have been done with this stage by now had it not been so incompetent. Give me my keys, I want my keys. Do I have to backtrack? What? That much damn? I thought I had enough health left. Okay, I'm gonna save that for the backtrack then. See, I thought I had enough health, so I was, not worried. What I'm gonna do for Flash games is probably gonna run a voting gauntlet, and then we'll determine what, Flash games to cover. Like, I'll still, reserve the right to deny certain things. Didn't execute the side properly. Please, get me out of this crazy train place. Alright, backtracking. Well, let's hope it only takes 10. Oh boy. Okay, it took 5 minutes, but we're finally reaching the cabin. Of course, there'd be Charge Man waiting. This is not one. If I was playing this level pack, this would not be the first stage I go through. Oh, this makes this fight a lot easier. That being said, the way it's designed is interesting with its use of the trains and the rails. It's decent. Oh yeah, Mega Man X Next remix. I tried playing Mega Man X Next, but the problem is, it played super fast. Way too fast. You're alive, Joe. I don't want to say it's kind of hard to say if it's too hard because even in classic Mega Man, there tends to be some stages which are harder than the rest of the pack, but become a lot more manageable with at least 1 or 2 special weapons. Do not let Maelstrom M cook. If anything, the way things are going, I really want to see what dish or entree they're coming out with. Alright, let's do this. So the 10th and final stage of the stream is Sonic Adventure 2 Final Story Megamix by Toxin G. 105 plays and a score 58. Just like how we had the Chaos fight, Perfect Chaos fight a few weeks back, now we're getting the final story for Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, trying those 3 levels in. Beep, 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 beep. 10 minutes on the clock, let's go! We're gonna save Art from, I guess, Dr. Y's grandfather? First tail section. Right, if you hit these switches, it freezes time, just like in the original stage. Well, here it sort of does. We don't actually have a 10-minute time limit, but let's pretend we do. Dead. Right, I should have shot that. Don't give up! Oh my gosh, we have this screen too. Alright, let's try this again. From the top. Let's see if I can actually beat this within 10 minutes. We reset the clock, so subtract 40 minutes from the clock right now. Well, here's a gun hunter here. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I missed that. Ow, ow, ow. Imagine if I ended up falling the spikes there. That'd be real embarrassing. Switch to pressed. Act 1 complete. Alright, Eggman section. And you can even see the Eclipse Cannon from the outside. That's cool. That's awesome how you're able to recreate, or at least adapt to the equivalent of the time switch here. Oh, this is Knuckles and Rouge's section. At least unlike that section, we don't need to worry about drowning. It only really stops lasers, but good enough. That's just the regular. The order was Tails, Eggman, Rouge, Knux, then Sonic. Then Shadow fought the Bio-Lizard. Alright, switch to pressed. Getting closer to firing. Alright, time for Sonic section. Now everything's looking a lot more organic slash, you know, the further we got into Canon's core, the less technological it looked and more mystical it became, so to speak. It became more like the ancient ruins. What? Why didn't it bounce? Don't stop now! Let's go! Once again, this is an example of a great... Once again, Toxin G does a great job of adapting a stage from another game. Last time it was Sonic Adventure's Final Perfect Chaos Encounter, which was a stage slash boss fight, more of a boss fight with some of a stage. And now they're doing an entire stage while adapting the entire feel and gameplay feeling of multiple characters. It's wonderful. Unlike many other level designers in Maker, they truly understand how to adapt the stage from one game to another. I want that E. I guess I'm not getting that E. Understanding what works for both games, what only would work for that original game, and what works for this game. They see you. Alright, bye lizard time. Random car. Oh, okay. I got it. Oh my gosh. Laser. Keep throwing obstacles at them. That's basically a homing attack. Understanding what worked for the original and wouldn't quite work for this game. Understanding what works for this game but not so much the original. And understanding what truly would work for both. And mixing it together, combined with a healthy dose of polish to make for this great experience. Yeah, we're basically homing attacking the Bio-Lizard's head. Oh no! Darn it. I fell in the acid! No spikes! I'm not gonna win this now. Let's try again. Go! The forces of buttons be activated upon jump. Good. I mean, if you're not interested in SA2, I still believe this is a fairly well designed and fun stage. Same with how Perfect Chaos was. Turning that boss fight into even more of a stage. 2 weeks well spent, I gotta say. If anything, this deserves more attention. Ow. I really wish I had the E-Tank! Honestly, I think Perfect Chaos' stage was a bit better, but I still like this stage quite a bit. Bus. And hey, I'd certainly take this over playing most of the stages I usually get on the level queue on a weekly basis. Like, the main reason why I'd say Perfect Chaos is better than this was that stage felt less compressed. With this stage, some of the assets in the two of the sections become noticeably squished. Like, they could have been a little bit more... Like, I feel like the stage could have benefited from being decompressed a bit. I don't know how to properly describe that. I understand increasing the tension for the level. Get here, get here, get here! No! Water? Oh my goodness. Get me in, get in. This is the part where we have where we float on the top. Whoa. I don't know if I'm supposed to double hit like that. 1 minute left. Sonic and Shadow turns super. Even got the flash. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's awesome. Let's go, let's go. Keep going, keep ramming into it. We're switching between Super Sonic and Super Shadow for this. Ow, ow, ow. Let's redo this. I need a full refill. It's a bit janky, but I'd say it's more janky compared to Perfect Chaos, but I think it works. It works more than it falters. Okay, for this boss fight I need to ram into it. switching between Sonic and Shadow. The pushing represents the chase part of the boss, the lasers are the black orbs. Oh my gosh. Oh. Almost there, yes! Whee! Oh. I could probably just hug the top part of the wall, can't I? No, I can't. Ceiling. Oh, come on. Oof. I can't use my projectiles to harm the boss exactly, but I'm supposed to just ram into him. This is more of an obstacle course, basically. Whee! Yes! Chaos Control! And Shadow falls out of his super form, back down to Earth. Is this what you wanted, Maria? My final promise to you. Yeah, it's a lot harder to turn SA2's finale into a level than SA1's essay. Yeah... Okay. I'm gonna put it this way. I feel the stage would benefit from being decompressed a bit more, especially with the first 3 sections. Okay, Mega Man section, Mega Man / Sonic section you can keep, but especially with Knuckles / Rouge's, aka Rolls, that could benefit with some decompression. Like, the original stages were tense, sure, but there was a bit more spacing involved there. Except Knuckles if you don't have the air necklace. That I don't like that original. But otherwise, I like it, and I like how you set up the boss encounter at the end. Sure, it is a little bit janky, or kind of janky, I suppose, but I suppose this is a close way to replicate, or one way to adapt the fight. And besides, you certainly made a different fortress boss encounter, which I do approve of. The fact you basically need to ram into it. And to be fair, especially with the second phase of the fight in super forms, this was a lot less janky than the original. Thumbs up it gets. So overall, of the 10 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would definitely be SA2 Final Story Megamix by Toxin, with honorable mentions going to MST2 Robot Hell by Fish on a Stick. Cosmic Gadget would also be there, but it has some... I wish the tile type was a bit better, or more accurate. Good job, you two, and thank you to everyone else who submitted your levels to me. It's really appreciated. Again, and also thank you for showing good examples of adapting levels into Maker's format. I know Oscar's also been doing that, adapting levels from DK94 here, but I feel that your and Sunflora's efforts are a lot more higher effort and more difficult to accomplish, so more props go to you two. So before I end off the stream, art showcase. I don't really have that much time, so let's see. Fat Yube. I'll be back. Kind of a spoiler, so I won't show it. Happy New Year 2025! Welcome to the new year. Wily hiding. Like, as much as I found Toxin G and Sunflora's and especially Sunflora's to be kind of messy or sometimes janky, I still think their higher effort works and they turn out better than Oscar's. And hey, putting aside the issues, I appreciate how Toxin G again made new Fortress bosses. Oh, the one few original pieces of work from that game. Honestly, to be quite frank, if this game had more sprite work in line of this that was original, I'd like the game more. And yes, I am gonna play Proto Man's Adventure in the near future, or sometime this year. Not gonna do spoilers. Christopher Thorndike from X in the style of Mega Man. Hopefully from Season 3. Fake mock-up. Angry Drunkard takes down the trophy monster. Donut. And with that, this marks the end of the art showcase, and subsequently the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, submitted their art, or simply participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce content on the channel. It's really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on X, Mastodon, and Blue Sky as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all tomorrow.